Hi guys, this is Mike at netbooklive.com and we're here today with the Acer Aspire One D257, which is the new generation 10-inch netbook from Acer. They just recently introduced this on the market. It's available in Europe and US and I believe in Asia too. What we have here is the black version, and this series replaces the 255 and the 522, I believe, which were previous generation Acer Aspire One netbooks, and it doesn't bring many changes. It brings a couple of hardware improvements and some design changes as well. For instance, you can see that now the lid, which is still glossy and has the Aspire One logo here, but it comes with this new design. It looks like the effect you get when you drop tears or something on a flat surface of water. Not really sure how to describe this, but it's pretty obvious, you can see this. Okay, and like I said, the exterior is glossy. It's going to be available in a bunch of different colors, but being glossy will scratch quite easily and will catch fingerprints, and they will be visible especially on this particular black version, like the one we have here. The bottom is pretty much the same. You get this big panel here on the bottom, and you can open it and access memory and hard drive. This one, the version we're having here, ships with 2 GB of memory and 320 GB hard drive, but in stores you probably get 1 GB of memory and 250 GB hard drive. Also have a battery here. Let's go ahead and remove it so we can take a quick look at it. Let's see, how can we actually remove this one? Okay, so something like this. And what we have here is the 6L battery. It's a 44 milliamp hour. Not sure it will focus. 49 watt hours. So it's a standard 6L battery. Will get to like theoretically up to 8 hours of life on every charge. And you can see, let me put it back first and secure it. And you can see that it brings this little hump to the design of the laptop, which is great because you can grab it like this when carrying it around. It feels quite nice. It's the same design we got on the previous Acer D55 and the D257 and the D260. It's also going to be available with a smaller 3-cell battery, which is going to be integrated with the design. It will make the laptop a little bit lighter as well. This one seems very compact for a 10-incher. It's one of the slimmest I've seen and one of the one of the devices with the lowest profile. However, it's not very light. Weighs like 2.8 pounds, which is pretty much standard for a laptop, for a netbook with a 6-cell battery, while the 3-cell battery version will weigh like 2.4 pounds or something around that mark. Okay, let's take a quick look at the ports. What we have here is PSU, LAN, a VGA output, a cooling fan, and an USB, standard USB. On the front, there's actually nothing, the click button here. On this other side, you have a card reader, headphone, microphone, another 2 USB ports, and a Kensington lock. While here on the back, you only get the screen's hinges, which are this one and this one, and they seem quite fragile, but they should be okay in time. They feel quite stiff. They won't. I think they will be quite reliable. Okay, opening the device, you're going to notice that not much has changed. It's pretty much the same keyboard as the one we had before, and this finish comes in a dark brown, something like this. The panel, the bezel around the screen is made from the same glossy plastic, while the screen is glossy as well. It's a standard screen, 10.1 inch display with 1024 by 600 pixel resolution. So this is pretty standard. And you also have the keyboard, which is the same we got on the previous generation Asus mini laptops in this series. You can see it here. What's changed a little bit is the trackpad. It's now different in the design of the palm rest, and it's made. It was made before, and the entire area around here is made. Also, click button seems fairly easy to press. However, we have a single click button. It doesn't come with separated buttons. That would have been actually very nice to have. Also, there are some changes in terms of button placement. You only have this one, which will power on the device. And of course, on top you have webcam on top of the screen, like most netbooks have these days. Okay, let's go ahead and power on this netbook, and I'm going to tell you a couple of things about the hardware. This particular unit comes with an Intel Atom N570 CPU, which is the fastest dual-core CPU now available from Intel. 2 GB of memory as standard, and 6-cell battery, and 320 GB hard drive. However, in order to get this kind of configuration on the market for a good price, Acer only sells this with Olympus MeeGo installed, and I for one I wasn't very familiar with this particular OS before. I haven't tried it before. Getting to test this unit, I got to play with it for a couple of days, and it comes with good parts and bad parts. The good parts are the fact that this OS is very fast, which is a good thing. It's fast to load, and especially when getting the device into sleep mode, it will only take a couple of seconds for this to happen. So this is very nice for a device that's supposed to be portable and easy to turn on and off. However, for me, which I'm a Windows user, getting to use this OS is not really the easiest thing to do, especially in terms of installing applications. Let's take a quick look at what you get by default. You get this quick interface, which looks quite nice. You can easily go ahead and set up a network. You have here a calendar and tasks and the clock. This is the battery meter, which is interesting. You get to select a couple of different English keyboards and layouts, keyboard layouts, and you also got to choose a couple of other languages as well. And here is a quick panel for settings or something like this. It says how much of the storage space we're using, and sound volume, and pretty much all these things. Quick access panel. You also have a couple of different tabs here on top, and get media, internet, people, status, applications, and zones. Not really sure what zones does, but status is used for accessing your social media programs. Only works with Twitter, Flickr, and Last.fm for the moment, so no Facebook integration. And on internet, of course, you got to go online. There's a browser here, should work. Media launches a media player, which is a default media player. And here is the home screen, which will show you the appointments. Here is your Twitter status and a couple of pictures in here. You also have some quick launch actions for quick launch icons for your most used applications. For instance, the browser. Let's go ahead and take a quick look. And you can see that it takes a little bit of time to load. So it's not that snappy, the experience is not as snappy as I would have expect from a device that it's supposed to be fast. But let's go ahead and open our blog, which is netbooklive.com. You can see that it was pretty snappy here, and get access to all the features. you probably even get a flash player. Let's go ahead and see this post, which has an embedded flash clip from YouTube, and you can actually see it in here. And let's see if it can play it. This is a standard resolution 360p.
Hi guys, this is Mike at netbook.com, and today we're going to...
So we pressed the full screen, and I'm not sure what happened. I believe it crashed. This kind of happens. This OS is still early. It's not running as smoothly as we would have liked it to run. Let's go ahead and try again.
Hi guys, this is Mike at netbook.com, and today we're going...
Yeah, so it goes in full screen in another different window, and you can see that it's actually playable, this clip.
Unboxing of this new Acer netbook.
And let's try and jump ahead in this clip, and let's see if it's running. Yeah, it's running. It's decently running. Okay, accidentally pressed the cancel button. Let's go ahead on YouTube though and try and play some kind of 720p YouTube clip and see if that one is working. Let's try 1080p trailer. Theoretically, this processor should be able to run 720p flash content. Let's see if, or at least that's what happened on a device running Windows. Let's see if it's going to happen in here.
You're not in Kansas anymore.
This is 480p, which runs recently, and this is second. And let's go ahead and switch to 720p.
Solution. The concept is to drive these remotely controlled bodies.
Yeah, it seems to work. This is at 720p. It works, but it lags sometimes, so it's not really a fluent.
You get me what I need. I'll see to it you get your legs, babe. Your real legs. Oh yes.
It's not really fluent, but it works. You can easily watch your 480p content, YouTube content on this one, but not really 720p. Okay. Also should go ahead and show you the file manager. You can easily go set up use this messenger program to connect to your friends. However, it only seems to work with MSN for the moment, so if you don't have an MSN account, you're not going to be able to use this particular application. I also have a photo master, my documents, text editor, which saves you can easily type something and then you can save it, save as, so you can save it as a document, and you can then use it on Windows computers as well if you want to, if you say them the way they should. Not really sure if you can actually access Excel files, but I believe we don't. I'm not really sure, I haven't tried it. Also, let's go ahead and show you this one, the media player, which is one of the biggest disappointments on this one. I have a couple of types of files here, and I haven't been able to actually play them. For instance, this is an MP3, and it comes with all these kind of errors because it lacks the plugins we're supposed to get. I've tried to install it. There are very few informations right now on how you can install these plugins and how you can upgrade things on Olympus. And since this particular version, Olympus Lite 4MeGo, is quite new, the thing is that in order to get all these things to work, you're going to have to know more than standard users might know, because you have to, like on all computers running Linux, you'll have to use the terminal. So you have to write code in order to install things and to make them work there, and to download them and unpack them and try and make them and try to get them on your computer. Theoretically, all this kind of clips, all this kind of song files and clips should work on this one. If you get to install VLC player, there's a special Olympus version of VLC player. However, I for one couldn't actually make it work. Not really sure why. I've tried a couple of solutions I found online, but I couldn't get to make them work. And this is actually the biggest problem for this one, because you only have a bunch of applications which are here. You get browser, email, and some of them are not even working properly. You have a couple of games here as well. And for instance, I wasn't able to listen to any songs from my hard drive or watch any kind of clips on this one, because the player did just not have the right codecs installed, and I couldn't figure out how to install it. Also, theoretically, in the near future, there should be improvements in this area, because Intel it's right now developing an Amigo version for their App Store, the appapp.com. Okay, not working like this. Up. I believe that's the way. Yeah. Up.
Jack Sully? I'd like to talk to you about a fresh start on a new world.
Okay. Silence. Okay, so this one will be available for Migo. There is for now you only get to install developer edition and a developer SDK, and in order to install that you have to once again use the terminal, which is kind of complicated. For regular users, where they're going to be an application and you can easily select certain apps and just install them on your computer, this kind of such an OS might be usable, but for the moment, at least for me, I had a hard time actually using this Olympus Migo edition during my everyday tasks. So while it's fast and it's free and allows or it's cheap, I'm not sure if it's free actually, but it allows the computer to get on the market with 2 GB of memory and a bigger hard drive as default, which on Windows 7 starter devices you're only kept at 1 GB of memory, because otherwise you have to get the upper version of Microsoft and the prices would go sky high. While it has all these advantages, it's not really that usable. So okay, this is pretty much all. We focused a lot on the OS on this one, because this is something you don't really get on netbooks these days. Bottom point, this device is actually quite nice. It's one of the most solid mini laptops we've seen so far. It's the previous Acer Aspire One line was quite nice as well. This one just takes it a little bit further. I'm not really a big fan of the new hood design, but it's not bad actually. It's not bad at all. And I think you can learn to like it. Of course, one of its biggest assets will be the price, because this one goes right now for $279 in the US, or actually $269 for the 3-cell version and $299 for the 6-cell version, 6-cell battery version. All this with the N570 processor and 1 GB of RAM and 250 GB hard drive, wireless, Bluetooth, and all the connectivity options. So it's a pretty competitive price, and this is why this one will probably be quite popular. In terms of battery life, should expect up to 8 hours on paper from the 6-cell battery. Actually, during everyday use, you'll get like, for instance, what we got on this Olympus OS. You got like 6 and a little bit hours of life. So this is probably going to get on Windows Starter as well. Around 6 hours, 5 to 6 hours of life during everyday use. So this is overall a pretty good deal. However, not really a big fan of the OS, of the Olympus Migo OS, so at least for now, because it lacks application and it's a little bit complicated to use by regular buyers. Because it's after all a Linux distribution, and you're sometimes going to have to use the terminal in order to make things run properly. Okay, More details will be available, of course, on the site on netbooklive.com. We're going to publish the written review, and you should go on the site and take a look at this, that review if you're interested in this particular mini laptop. Okay, that was it for now. Mike at netbooklive.com with the Acer Aspire One D257. Thank you.